Hey guys, it's Will here and I'm back with yet another battle report. After my narrow defeat at the hands of the Tyranids last week, my Eldar are now taking on Jason's Space Marines. Now this is a game we've been wanting to have for ages. We started playing this game a few months ago, but real life got in the way and we never actually got to finish it because something came up. So tonight we thought we'd make it a pretty exciting one, so we've got a slightly customised scenario and a nice board as well. So the board here is at 40k Gaming, but we've got this scenery that Andy from 40k makes under the name of Mad Gaming Terrain. I'll put a link down to their website in the description. But this is called the Hab Block. Now the bits that are painted are phase 1, so this is the stuff they've already done a Kickstarter for. And then some of this is phase 2, so some of these like attachable armour plates for the buildings are a new thing they're still working on. There'll probably be a Kickstarter coming up for that in a few months' time. But yeah, it gives a nice different feel to the board. And for the scenario, we're basically playing that the Eldar have attacked this Imperial mining colony and wiped out the defending forces, but before they have a chance to leave or secure their position, the Space Marines deep strike in and set about reclaiming the facility. So Eldar are going to deploy first in the centre of the board, 12 inches from the centre, so in like a 24-inch diameter circle, and then the Space Marines will all be arriving either via infiltrate or by drop pods. It's a full drop pod list with a few extra scouts that Jason's bringing tonight, so should make for quite an interesting mission. Anyway, let's take a look at the armies we've brought. So here's the Eldar force I'll be using tonight. It's the same army as my last battle report against Tyranids. So it's led by my Jetbike Farseer with Spirit Stone of Anaflan and a Singing Spear, and he's backed up by 3 squads of Jetbikes. So we've got Shuriken Cannons on this one and Scatter Lasers on the other 2. Then we've got a Wave Serpent with Holo Fields and Twinning Bright Lance, containing 5 Wraith Guard with Wraith Cannons and my Spirit Seer. The rest of my combined arms detachment is a Falcon Grav Tank with Holo Fields and a Bright Lance, and a unit of 10 Striking Scorpions with Exarch with Scorpion Claw. Then I've got 2 Aspect Post formations, so 6 units in total. Dire Avengers, full squad of 10 in another Wave Serpent, this time with Shuriken Cannons, and obviously they've got an Exarch with a Shimmer Shield. Second unit, just of 6, again Exarch with the Shimmer Shield, and they'll be riding in the Falcon. Then I've got 2 units of Warp Spiders, both minimum size squads with Exarchs, 6 Swooping Hawks, and 5 Dark Reapers, upgraded with the Star Swarm and Star Shot missiles. And that is 2,000 points of Biel Tan Eldar. And then here's Jason's army, basically a full company of Space Marines. It's got 1 small auxiliary choice down here, which is just 3 min units of scouts. We've got snipers, shotguns, and assault guys there. Oh, they're apparently all actually armoured bolters for this game. So yeah, bare minimum scouts for the auxiliary choice. Then we've got all the drop pods. So 5-man assault squad in a drop pod, 10-man tactical squad in a drop pod, 10-man tactical squad in a drop pod, and guess what? Another 10-man tactical squad in a drop pod. Devastators, we've got 2 multi-melters and 2 grav cannons, and apparently they're all multi-melters. Then a pair of dreadnoughts, both with multi-melters, all of this equipped with mandatory drop pods. Then we've got a captain and a chaplain, 3 more tactical squads. That one's actually Devastators, again all multi-melters, and Assault Squad on the end there. So yeah, that's for 2,000 points of Space Marines, backed up by about 300-400 points of drop pods, looks like. Anyway, Eldar will be deploying first, and then these guys will all be striking in. Okay, so Eldar I've deployed in the centre here. I've got the tanks forming like an outer rim to plug up the gaps in the buildings. Dark Reapers taking up firing position on the hill, and the jet bikes sticking to cover to try and stay safe from all these deep striking Marines. Also infiltrating a unit of striking Scorpions over onto this building, a unit that should be very well placed to survive the initial strike of the Space Marines. He's infiltrated 3 scout units, but one down here, that's actually led by Sergeant Tilion, another one on top of this building, and one over there. He had a lot of trouble placing his scouts, because although there's a lot of terrain, there's a lot of clear fire lanes as well, so he had to go 18 inches, and that pushed him quite far back. But yeah, it should be an interesting game. We're playing tactical objectives, 3 per turn, the sort of normal cleanse and control style, but obviously with this very different deployment zone. Any objectives relating to table edges and deployment zones are just going to be discarded and ignored, and there's no line breaker, because obviously the doesn't really work with this setup. But here we go, Space Marine turn 1, and I'm going to have about 6 drop pods coming in on me. Here we go. For the Emperor! So, yeah, the Space Marines have rather got me surrounded here, haven't we? This is just the end of the movement phase. We've got a tactical squad come on down here, Devastator squad there, facing down my Wave Serpent, 2 Dreadnoughts coming in on the other side, another tactical squad over there, and another tactical squad over here, as well as the scouts moving closer. So, yeah, this could be quite a nasty shooting phase, but, you know, the Eldar are surprisingly resilient, and, you know, yeah, should be an interesting one. Here we go, Space Marine shooting phase. So, end of the Space Marine shooting phase, and miraculously this was all the casualties I took. Just 5 jet bikes, 4 Reapers and 2 Scorpions. I thought there was going to be a lot more. He had chapter tactics, Ultramarine chapter tactics, so was going for the tactical doctrine here. Both of these squads, the drop pod and that squad, all opened up on the Scorpions, only killed 2. The Dreadnoughts both went for tanks, managed to put a hull point and a stun on this one. That Falcon's just jinking, the other Wave Serpent is unharmed. Killed quite a few of my jet bikes, but most importantly, he didn't kill 3 from the same squad, so all 3 squads still have at least 1 member alive, and all pass the leadership. These 2 squads, the Devastators and the Sniper Scout, or the Scouts, all went for the Dark Reapers and left just the Exarch alive, but again, passed my leadership test. So, yeah, his objectives were psychological warfare, which he didn't manage to get. Harness the Warp, which wasn't going to happen, and what was that other one?
The Emperor's Retribution.
Oh yeah, the Emperor's Retribution, so he has to claim an objective that I'm currently holding, which I don't think he's done, no, somehow. No, because those drop... No, you are, because those drop pods are OBSEC.
Ah, so
yeah, so you've claimed 1 point, score objective 5 there, taken that away from me. But unfortunately for the Marines, didn't manage First Blood, and now here comes the Eldar's chance to get First Blood. Eldar, turn 1. So, started my turn by drawing 3 easy-looking objectives, but harder than you might think. No prisoners, kill stuff. Secure objective 5, I had a Dreadnought sitting on it, and Guardians of the Hidden Path, which I rolled a 3 for, so I need to secure objective, or keep enemy units from 12 inches away from objective 3. So basically dispersed a little bit. My Wraith Guard disembarked from their Wave Serpent and managed to wreck that Dreadnought, so that gave me 1 point. I was hoping that this Wave Serpent and that Falcon with their snapshots might take down the second one, but failed to do any noticeable damage. I was also trying to get some luck in the Psychic phase. My Spirit Seer cast Psychic Shriek on a tactical squad, but failed to do any damage, and my Farseer perils on Eldritch Storm, but managed to get a reroll from Runes of the Farseer. Unfortunately, the reroll did save me from the perils, but also saved me from actually getting the power cast. So a little bit of a pain in the butt, but hey, it's you know, better than a perils. Other shooting, the Dire Avenger Avengers, the Farseer's jet bike squad, and the Exarch from the Dark Reapers wiped out the half the Devastator squad, that combat squad there, and these jet bikes, the Wave Serpent and that jet bike over there, killed all one of that tactical squad, who then ran off. So not as much damage as I would have liked. The Scorpions are biding their time because they can't charge this turn, having infiltrated. And yeah, just trying to keep my army safe and score some points. Points-wise, I only got 1 point for no prisoners, only fully wiped out 2 units. And other than that, I didn't secure 5 or Guardians of the Hidden Path. Now, Guardians of the Hidden Path is actually going to be really tricky to do, so I'm going to discard that. And Objective 5 isn't going to fall anytime soon with those 2 drop pods and more to come. So, as per my Warlord trait, I'm going to discard that as well, get a completely new set next turn. So I scored 1 for no prisoners and 1 for First Blood. Anyway, we have 6 more drop pods to come in for. Jason, do you want to do the honours and roll for these?
It's freeze, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 plus.
Okay, this one.
Yep, so that one's in.
This one.
Yep. Next
That
one,
one.
another tactical squad.
No.
No, that one stays off. That one.
No.
No.
This one.
Yep, that's a 4, that's on.
And the last
And
one.
the assault squad. They're on as well, so we've got
1, 2, 3, 4 coming on.
So we've got 1 tactical, 1 devastator, 1 assault. Oh no, 2 assault.
Yeah, 2 assault, 1 tactical, 1 devastator coming on.
Okay, here we go. Space Marine turn 2. So this turn, a load more drop pods come in, and yep, so, Jason had Psychological Warfare, Secure Objective 1, which was over there, and Big Game Hunter. Now, Big Game Hunter was the big story of the turn. The one surviving Dreadnought shot this tank, didn't wreck it, passed my Jinx save, but then he charged me and wrecked me in close combat, so that's Big Game Hunter. And all these extra drop pods came in over here and around here. I really am surrounded by Space Marines right now. And their shooting was a little bit better this turn. They managed to almost wipe out the striking Scorpions, but not quite. They managed to kill a few of the Wraith Guard, killed the Farseer and his jet bike. That was the real big loss of the turn there. It was Slay the Warlord, so yeah, and no more Eldritch Storm. So that's a bit of a pain. I think that was these squads down here that finished it off. But, you know, there's still a lot of Eldar units up. The Dire Avengers took fairly minimal casualties, and the Reaper Exarch's still there. There's another Avenger unit in that Falcon, and we've got some reserves of our own to roll for. So right now, the score is at 2-2. I've got First Blood and no prisoners. Jason has Big Game Hunter and Slay the Warlord. So his Warlord, incidentally, has disembarked down here with this assault squad. So yeah, it could be interesting next turn to see what fate beholds him. Anyway, 2 units of Warp Spiders. 1 comes on, 1 doesn't, and a unit of Swooping Hawks does. So 1 Hawks, 1 Spiders. Here we go, Eldar turn 2. So Swooping Hawks had a great start to the turn, perfect deep strike right in the corner, dropped their grenade packs in on Telian scouts and then proceeded to finish them off in the shooting phase. So nice little kill there. Objectives wise, I needed 5, 3 and demolition, so demolition wasn't going to happen, but I got a little bit closer to securing 5 when the survivors of my Wraith Guard unit wiped out that Dreadnought. Warp Spiders didn't have it so good. Their deep strike scattered off the board, and they got placed over there from their mishap result. I do actually still need to take their assault phase move, but I need to do my jet bikes as well. But other good shooting down here. The Falcon hopped off the building, and the Dire Avengers fired at that squad there. Falcon shot them as well, put a wound on the captain and also killed 3 of his mates, so that's starting to ease out the numbers. Down here, this squad walked up and proceeded to wipe out that Devastator squad, and this guy on the building shot those guys over there, another tactical squad down. The 2 surviving jet bikes fired at these guys, killed another couple. And this Wave Serpent wiped out that squad with its Serpent shields. Finished off my turn with some assaults. The 2 surviving striking Scorpions got into half that Devastator squad, wiped out 4 of them, and left the one there still in combat with them because he tried to run away but failed his initiative. So points wise, I've now got Secure Objective 3, which is up on that building, and I'm going to discard Demolition and Secure Objective 5 because those drop pods are offset and I need to focus on killing right now. So that puts me to a 3-2 lead at the end of turn 2. And just got to make the jump moves, and then it's Jason's turn 3. So Jason only had to draw one objective this turn, and that was, oh no, drew 2, Secure Objective 3, but more importantly Witch Hunter, so he's going after my Spirit Seer. To that end, he rolled up a tactical squad in a drop pod for his reserves, and they've managed to get a really good nice deep strike right here near the Spirit Seer, so this could not go well for the Eldar. So the Space Marines pushed to assassinate my Spirit Seer didn't quite go to plan. The shooting did manage to take him down to just a single Wraith Guard in the squad, but I got lucky with my saves, and then one of the units had rapid fired, the other one that was going to assault failed their assault. They rolled a 3 at -2 for the cover, meant that they were not getting in, so my Warlord's butt, my Spirit Seer's butt has been saved there. Things didn't go so well down here. His captain charged into the already depleted Dire Avengers after they'd taken fire from these units, killed all bar the one survivor there for no casualties in return, but he passed his leadership. These guys actually still need a leadership from shooting casualties. They passed, that's fine. Spiders got shot up by these two scout squads. My flicker jump managed to roll a double 1-4, which didn't get me to anywhere safe. So I've lost 3 there. But things went a little bit better down here. This squad tried to take out the tank, but didn't do any damage. These guys went for the Wraith Guard, didn't do any damage. And this squad were planning to charge the striking Scorpions, but couldn't actually get line of sight for the charge. And the Scorpions finished off the opponent that they were in combat with, so they're now free to assault another unit next turn. So not as bad as it could have been. He scored 1 point for securing Objective 1 with that Devastator, but other than that wasn't able to wrest Objective 3 from me or kill my Spirit Seer. So yeah, here we go. Eldar turn 3 coming up. Do my Warp Spiders turn up? Yes they do. Here we go. So, 3 Eldar objectives this turn: Legacy of Sorrows, kill a character, Secure Objective 3, and Big Game Hunter. Falcon tried to get me Big Game Hunter by blasting away at his drop pod, but didn't do any significant damage. But these guys in the middle had a lovely time of it. The Spirit Seer Psychic Shrieked that whole tactical squad away before the Wraith Cannon finished off the lone survivor for theirs. That's 2 squads down in 1 turn with that. The Scorpions snuck round the corner and charged the assault squad with the chaplain in, wiped them out. Had a little bit of help from this jet bike and these Warp Spiders who were firing on that last turn. This Wave Serpent killed 3 of these guys, and the Dark Reaper Exarch tried to finish off that quad, but still didn't do anything. Other than that, this assault got finished off here. The last Dire Avenger died in combat to the assault squad. But all said and done, I scored Objective 3, I scored Legacy of Sorrows. In fact I scored about 5 times over, but only get 1 point for it. Not sure about Big Game Hunter. I think I'm going to keep it because there is a good way I can do it. I just need to focus on it. So it's 2 more points for the Eldar, which puts us at 5 points to 3 as we head into the 5 points to 4, sorry, as we head into the 4th Space Marine turn. So we had to call it on time, but end of the Eldar 5th turn, I managed to score Combined Strike by blowing up that drop pod. That also got me Hungry for Glory, so well done to the Falcon Grav Tank for that. So not Hungry for Glory, Big Game Hunter. So 2 points there, and then to secure Hungry for Glory, my Swooping Hawks jumped down off here, Exarch charged into there, and yeah, issued the challenge. I lost the combat, but I got the point, which gives us 9 points to 7, so a surprise Eldar victory. Nice one, Jason, you played really well. Honestly thought you had me there, mate. And I think if we'd had the time to bring it on an extra turn, I think you'd have probably wiped me out. But yeah, that is a nasty list with all them drop pods. Right, Space Marine turn 4, and yet another drop pod comes down here, more tactical Marines. I'm, to be honest, struggling to keep track of what's killed what. There's so many Marines on the board. But basically, my Dire Avengers are now completely wiped out. Both Warp Spider units are down to just 2 models. This squad that had arrived this turn did put a wound on the Scorpion Exarch, but he's still up and potentially a threat. But yeah, a lot of the... Oh, and the big story in the centre here, 4 separate Marine squads it took to finally kill the last Wraith Guard and the Spirit Seer. So yeah, that's my Psychic Shriek gone, that's my D weapon gone, that's Witch Hunter for Jason. He also had Secure Objective 3 and Blood and Guts. Didn't make it into combat for Blood and Guts, but we realised this drop pod's OBSEC, so actually that scores Objective 3. So yeah, that's a point, which brings it to 1 point ahead for the Marines. But here we go, Eldar turn 4, and the Swooping Hawks are coming back. So we're running a bit tight for time, so I'm going to have to be quick here, but basically I had Big Game Hunter, Scour the Skies, and Secure Objective 1. I was also really keen to get Slay the Warlord this turn. So Objective 1 had a Devastator squad sitting on it, so I brought my Swooping Hawks down on the opposite building, fired my my grenade packs and my lasers at it, killed 2 of them before this jet bike and someone else shot them. I don't actually think it was that jet bike, yeah, killed 2 more, which left space for my jet bike to come in and grab the objective. That Marine actually still needs a leadership test as well.
He's fine.
He's fine, so he's sitting there about to kill my jet bike, but yeah, I've got that objective for now. Down here, my Scorpions pulled off another charge, wiped out another squad. They've been amazing this game. And the captain was here in the middle. The Falcon managed to draw a bead on him, wipe out his squad and him, so good kill there. Not quite such good news for the Warp Spiders. Both squads failed dangerous terrain tests and lost a model. So both squads now just consist of an Exarch, and they both got 1 kill each. And the Wave Serpent wiped out this tactical squad here. But there's still so many Marines on the board, I really don't know what I'm going to do. But I did get Secure Objective 1. My attempt at Big Game Hunter was foiled by the surprising resilience of drop pods, and I'm discarding Scour the Skies. So here we go. Points, I think Eldar are just 1 ahead now as we head into the 5th Space Marine turn. So turn 5, and the Space Marines are really starting to clean up now. We had Hungry for Glory, Secure 5 and Secure 2. 5 and 2 were really easy, there were no Eldar units around to contest. And yeah, he's starting to finish off my models. Just little tactical squads and drop pods, just finishing off units. So the Scorpions are dead. This Warp Spider's dead. Most of the Hawks are dead. The jet bike on the building is dead. That Warp Spider Exarch isn't quite dead, he's flicker jumped down to there. But yeah, really nasty. Another 2 points for the Marines, and I'm going to see what I even draw this turn. Combined Strike and Hungry for Glory, so they're going to be very hard to do. Here we go, Eldar turn 5. So we had to call it on time, but end of the Eldar 5th turn, I managed to score Combined Strike by blowing up that drop pod. That also got me Hungry for Glory, so well done to the Falcon Grav tank for that. Also not Hungry for Glory, Big Game Hunter. So 2 points there, and then to secure Hungry for Glory, my Swooping Hawks jumped down off here, Exarch charged into there, and yeah, issued a challenge. I lost the combat, but I got the point, which gives us 9 points to 7. So a surprise Eldar victory. Nice one, Jason. You played really well. Honestly, thought you had me there, mate. And I think if we'd had the time to bring it on an extra turn, I think you'd have probably wiped me out. But yeah, that is a nasty list with all them drop pods. Right, so there we have it. After quite a close back and forth game and it looking to be going the way of the Space Marines, I managed to pull it out on the last turn. Honestly, as we approached the last turn, I thought I'd lost it, but I got really good cards, and the manoeuvrability and speed of the Eldar just managed to yeah, get the right objectives at the right time. I think if we'd gone on 1 more turn, certainly if we'd gone on 2 more turns, I'd have been very much in the realms of getting tabled, but we were running out of time. We had yeah, quite a long game there with just the amount of squads Jason had to move around. It was just taking a long time, and so we yeah, couldn't sort of go any longer than turn 5, but you know, 5 turns is a full game, and yeah, we did it. Nice one there. Thanks a lot to Jason. You're a good opponent, and it was good fun to see a very different sort of army. I've not played against a full battle company of Marines yet, and certainly not a full drop podding battle company. So yeah, it's a nice different challenge for the Eldar, and hopefully provides a nice, interesting battle report for you guys. As for how the armies did, I thought the Space Marines didn't do as much damage as I thought they would have done in the early turns. I think he probably focused a bit on my striking Scorpions, not realising just how hard they are to take down with their cover saves. So getting a 2+ in cover thanks to Shrouded. Yeah, but once he left them alone and started focusing on my softer units, they started to fall pretty quick. The Scorpions actually had a really good game. They're not generally considered a top tier unit, but a combination of how well they took the fire on the first turn, and then the Exarch chomping through what must have been about 4 squads and Chaplain pretty much single-handedly with just a couple of buddies there taking the wounds for him. Yeah, he did a great job and really made an impact down that flank. So yeah, pretty good game. Yeah, I think the scenario worked out quite nicely. We'd just sort of come up with it a bit on the fly. We wanted something a little bit different, and to make most of the scenery that we had available. That rather nice, still slightly work in progress, but looking pretty good. Hab block stuff. We wanted to do something different with that, and yeah, I think the scenario was pretty balanced. The Eldar had. Although we were kind of surrounded and knew that we were going second, we had the advantage of being able to make the most of the cover the way it was set up. So I think it balanced out all right, and yeah, produced a fun game. So thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot to Jason for allowing me to film that, and you nearly had me, mate. So we'll certainly have to have a rematch at some point. See you guys later. Bye.